Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a pretty fascinating book, one that tries to build a literal science of the soul, Rudolf Steiner's An Outline of Esoteric Science.
I mean, think about that for a second. What if there really was a science of the soul? That's the question at the heart of this book. It's an attempt to map out the invisible worlds that Steiner believed exist, right alongside and even inside our own.
So first things first, let's unpack what Steiner even meant by esoteric or secret science. That word can conjure up all sorts of mysterious images, but for him, it meant something very specific.
Yeah, this isn't about some secret society hiding knowledge from people. Not at all. For Steiner, it's a science of what's naturally hidden in the world all around us. It's a reality that's right here, but one that our normal five senses, well, they just can't pick it up. So, to get a handle on this hidden world, Steiner says, hey, let's start with what we know best, ourselves. We're going to build a human being from the ground up, using his model. And it turns out we're kind of like an onion, with all these different layers, or bodies, and most of them are totally invisible.
Okay, so we start with the easy part, the one we all know, the physical body. This is the stuff you can touch. It's made of the same minerals and chemicals that make up everything in the physical world. In fact, on this level, we have a lot in common with, say, a rock or a crystal. But this brings up a really interesting question, doesn't it? I mean, why doesn't our living body just fall apart? The second we die, decay starts. So Steiner argues there must be something, some active, organizing force that's constantly at work holding us together and fighting off that natural decay.
And he gives it a name, the ether body, or you could call it the life body. It's like an invisible architect holding the blueprint for our physical form. It's the energy field that keeps all our life processes ticking along. And this layer, he says, is what we share with the entire plant kingdom.
All right, so we've got the physical stuff and the life force. What's next? Well, consciousness. We're talking about our inner world of feelings, joy, pain, all that good stuff. Steiner calls this the astral body. And this is the component we share with the animal kingdom. This table lays it all out so clearly. You can see how it all builds. The mineral kingdom, just a physical body. Then plants come along and add that ether body, which gives them life. Animals add the astral body on top of that, giving them consciousness. And then there's us, humans. We've got the whole package. But hold on a second. If we share all these different bodies with rocks, plants, and animals, then what's our special ingredient? What makes us uniquely human in this whole system? Well, Steiner's answer is actually incredibly simple, but also really profound. It all comes down to our ability to be self-aware, and it's all captured in this one single, powerful word. I. Just think about it for a second. The word I is the only name in the entire world that you can only use for yourself. It's the core of your identity, right? It's where your self-awareness and your memory live. It's that inner you that knows it's the same person today as it was yesterday. That's what separates us from the more fleeting consciousness of an animal. And this I isn't just sitting there. No way. It's an active force, constantly working on and refining our inner selves. When it works on our feelings and sensations, it develops what Steiner calls the sentient soul. When it turns inward and works on its own thoughts, that creates the mind soul. And when it becomes aware of its own being, well, that develops the consciousness soul, which is basically the doorway to the spiritual world. So when you put it all together, all this work done by the I results in this amazing 7-part human being. You can see the I right there in the middle, acting like a bridge, slowly transforming our more animal, bodily nature into something truly spiritual as we grow and develop. Okay, that's a lot to take in, I know. We have this complex 7-layered model of a human being. So what? What can we do with it? Well, Steiner says it can help us understand some of the biggest mysteries of our existence, waking, sleeping, and even death. Using this model, sleep and death aren't really endings. They're just different kinds of separation. Think of it this way. When you sleep, your consciousness, that's your astral body and your I, they kind of float away for a while. But the physical and ether bodies stay connected, which is what keeps you alive. With death, though, the separation is bigger. The physical body gets left behind completely. So from this perspective, sleep is like a necessary journey. Our conscious self has to leave the hustle and bustle of the physical world and go back to this kind of universal, cosmic harmony. It's like plugging your phone in to recharge. And that feeling of refreshment you get from a great night's sleep, that's you bringing that renewed cosmic strength back into your body. But what about after death? According to Steiner, something pretty incredible happens.
For a little while, the ether body, remember that's our life force body, it stays connected to our astral body, our consciousness. And that temporary connection, that's the key to what happens next.
This is what leads to the famous life review. See, the ether body is basically the keeper of all our memories, so when it's still linked to our consciousness, but without the physical body in the way, it's like a hard drive getting unlocked. The result is a complete, panoramic playback of your entire life, a living movie where you relive every single moment.
So Steiner's esoteric science gives us this incredibly detailed, though definitely unconventional, map of a hidden reality. It really challenges us to look in the mirror and see more than just a physical body. It suggests we're these complex, layered beings on this incredible journey of development. And that leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. If we really are more than just our physical bodies, what does that mean for our lives? How does that change everything?